Indian institutes of management in India are very important institutions. I must tell you that they produce significant impact on the Indian economy. As a matter of fact, you'll be surprised with this number because I was hearing so many numbers, so I thought I'll give one number. One of the ex-directors of Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, where I was a professor, happened to mention it and brought these numbers that 1/3 of Indian economy at that point in time was led by graduates of IIM. That's the impact of the IIMs on the Indian economy, which is now almost $4 trillion. And there was this group and they were asking questions, so each one had to answer. So the first person was asked, what do you expect in terms of teaching? How would you like excellence could be achieved in teaching? The second one on research, third one on administration, and the fourth one was me to summarize everything. So the first question was excellence in teaching. The person said, we teach a lot. I think teaching load should be cut, should be reduced significantly, and that will help us achieve excellence. The second person was on research, and he said, we have this extraordinary focus on research now. This research is primarily North America driven, and it's very difficult for Indian researchers to publish in North American journals. And essentially, we are regurgitating concepts, theories, models, frameworks, which primarily apply to the North American context. So therefore, to become an excellent institution, we should not have this research load as is now being demanded by many of the top institutions. Now, the third person was on administration. He said, professors are not supposed to do administration. In order for us to achieve excellence, we should not be doing any administration. We should only be focusing on excellence in teaching, excellence in research. Too much of load, too many committees, too many committee works, so on and so forth. This is too much. And I was the last person. And now I had nothing to say. I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to summarize. And I think in order for us to achieve excellence in academic institutions, I should not be teaching. I shouldn't be doing any research. And I don't have to stay on campus, so I don't do any administrative work. Having said that, almost 15, 20 years ago, now I reflect on what could be done. I must tell you that the changing landscape of work is not being addressed, at least in India at the present time. Post-COVID, attitude towards work has significantly and drastically changed. People really do not wish to dwell on work. In Indian context, when I was growing up, we would be given a sketch pen and a notepad or a paper, and we used to write work is worship. We used to put it in the prominent places in our school. That concept is long gone. Nobody is really interested in the quality, quantity of work anymore. Our faculty does not come from planet Mars, they come from the same surroundings. So achieving academic excellence in faculty when the attitude towards work has significantly changed is a question that we need to address, which I'll try to address right at the end. I still have about 11 minutes. Only 4 minutes. So, second, in terms of research, I think again, in terms of research, what sort of focus, how networking can impact is a question that I'll take I'll answer at the end. Second, very important point in terms of staff. Now, it's so unfortunate that in academic institutions, staff is like a second-rate citizen. It's really unfortunate, but that's how it is. That's the nature of the beast. So what do you do to encourage the staff to contribute with the same gusto and same fervor as faculty? Because faculty essentially takes the ownership of the institution. So that's the second. Third are our students. Believe you me, we have a 65,000 square foot library built in the shape of a diamond. It's extraordinary. You can see it from 3 miles away. It's beautiful. But how many books are checked out? So students are not reading anymore. They don't read anymore. I can give you the numbers, but that'd be very embarrassing. Reading in 2015, it was so, there was a test done by myself and my research team. The average attention span of watching a video in 2015 was 2 minutes and 43 seconds. In a sociological experiment conducted by my institution, my team, that number declined in 2018 to 1 minute and 10 seconds. In 2021, that number was 53 seconds. And in 2024, just concluded about 4 months ago, that number is now 21 seconds. if I don't grab your attention. So I'm supposed to be, a trapeze artist in a classroom to attract the attention of my students, and not only attract the attention, but to retain that sort of an engagement. So students is the third one. Fourth are alumni. Alumni of the institutions largely, I'll speak in the Indian context, it's a very different sort of an environment. In North American context, the taxes, the tax breaks, and many other benefits that the alumni get by particularly participating in so many of the extra activities of the universities, in football, basketball, you get tickets and so on and so forth. There's a real incentive. In Indian context, the alumni engagement and alumni contributions, particularly financial contributions, are still, they have a long way to go. So how do you engage alumni? Because largely what is being viewed is that alumni interaction with the institutions, even the best ones, is very limited, and it's largely one way. Final, I believe, society, in terms of achieving academic excellence, I think society, the world around us also demands certain stature, certain degree of what I would say impact from the institutions. So these are the five. I'll start with the number one. I think the faculty. Faculty, in my view, still is inspired, really inspired by inspirational leadership. If you have an individual who is committed, I speak from personal experience, as I said, if you are committed and the faculty views, now how would you inspire them? You could really be an extraordinary researcher, you could be an extraordinary teacher, you could be an extraordinary administrator. One of the three at least. You need to fill one of the buckets. If you're not filling any of the buckets and you're just there, so inspirational leadership is would really, I believe, financial incentives. We have tried in our institution. I speak. We probably offer top dollar in terms of the hourly pay for our faculty when they teach in executive education, which still don't find takers. So therefore, in my view, in a multivariate equation, the single biggest predictor of inspiring the faculty to achieve academic excellence is inspirational leadership. Second, for students, I believe the students are still looking for rigor. Again, I must say, multivariate equation, they are not looking for entertainment, they are still demanding, they are still looking, not that they're devoting time to look for rigor, but they appreciate rigor. There is this general sense. So in a multivariate equation, the most significant predictor of student interest, which would then align with the academic excellence, is rigor. So I encourage that professors in my institution still continue not just to entertain the students, but also to have certain degree of rigor in what they need to bring to the classroom. For our staff, I believe the most important, I would say, in the multivariate equation, predictor of staff being motivated to contribute to the academic excellence is respect. I think inspirational leadership or incentives really don't go that far. We really need to work a way around so that we can recognize some of these individuals who are the silent workers in the background. So much work goes on. It's like the professor is just an actor. There's so much goes on behind the scene. There has to be mechanisms for giving respect, not incentive, mind you, respect to the staff to have motivation to allow us to achieve academic excellence. And now the fourth one, which is the alumni. I think alumni, even now, I believe, would look for some degree, some sort of, I would say, recognition is the word. They are looking for recognition. They would like you to recognize them as the institution which gave them that platform, or opened the door, or gave them the key, whatever you want to call it. They are looking for some degree of recognition. So I think we need to find ways in which we could recognize our alumni so that there could be greater motivation for them to seek academic excellence. And finally, I think the community, nothing speaks more than the actual work. If you've actually done something, the community will recognize it. I speak from my experience. If you really build a program, built an institution, if you've added numbers, if you've grown in number of programs, number of students, if you've grown in terms of corpus and grown in terms of surplus, grown in terms of impact in public policy or in the domain of your expertise, the actual work really is something that counts. So the community will always look for, there's no way they can negate the actual work. So in summary, I think faculty is yearning for inspirational leadership. Unfortunately, in an environment where we have become so politically correct that we can't call a fat man, a black man, a white man, a white man, it becomes really difficult to achieve that sort of an inspiration where people actually mean what they say. People really don't mean half the time what they say. So inspirational leadership for our faculty, for our staff, I must tell you, they are yearning for people to give them some respect. They are in the background. Our students are looking for rigor. They are not really looking for entertainment. They might enjoy your class, but they will go back and tell everybody you delivered nothing. There was diddly squat given to them when they finished that credit. And our alumni are yearning for recognition. Please recognize them in our society. Please, actually, we should really help build something. I'm thankful to ANBA, and also the team here for giving me this opportunity. In addition, I think we will have so much to do together through this platform. Our institution, Indian Institute of Management, Rohtak, it is in the National Capital Region. We're just 90 minutes from the New Delhi airport. We welcome you all. We're always looking for individuals to come teach in our institution as guest faculty, visiting faculty, to come spend their sabbaticals. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I look forward to interacting with you during the break. Thank you.